Oh, well, here's to hoping I did not press the bouton too early. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. This should be interesting because tonight our good brother Will's on vacation, y'all. Will's on vacation. So you guys know my abilities to press the boutons are a little limited, but um I hope Molly got my message because my phone has been down, down. Oh, it's bad as down. Anyway, so I asked Molly to let everybody know that tonight's going to be a call-in show. It's my preference. I think I see DJ Vesper X in the chat. Bonjour, mon frère. Vesper X, if you know how to copy that, I think I put the StreamYard link at the top. God willing, I put the StreamYard link. I hope I put the correct link, the entire link, and I hope I posted it to the chat successfully. So, if any of my esteemed moderators would not mind copying that link, if I put it in there correct, and just drop it periodically during the hour. So, guys, hold on. I did have a song. I totally meant to come on the air rapping, and I did not do that. So, let me rectify that now because I got some red man standing by. Hey, Siri, resume playing my music. Oh, it didn't do nothing. Hey, Siri, resume playing my music. Wow, Siri's trying to play me. So I would show y'all my screen, but it's cracked to all the high heavens, and I'm a little embarrassed. So I'm like, ugh. Hey Siri, play "I'll Be That" by Redman. So, but the interesting thing is, even though the screen is cracked to high heaven, Siri still works, right? So that's a plus. So it still reads me messages, but I cannot. I know I can't show y'all that. I'm embarrassed. Hold on. But I got a little red man for y'all. So y'all get your confidence together, and we're gonna see. Hopefully that StreamYard link was accurate for fuck's sake. If not, we'll shoot the shit a little bit. Hold on. Wait. Sim Sema, pass the keys to my beamer. Jack move. That's how we react when we team up. Throw your triple beam up. This is fish scale. I bailed out the county with counterfeit bills. My slang be high rage. Brick City. Watch how you sniff, son. I'm Holly Octane. All you hear is bang, bang, bang. Remember you, bitch. Shit, I forget my last name. I thought about game, nothing else. For Delph, walk through the hood and stomp on your foot. When high, I take out any cop in the hood. Rilla Air Max with the rap habitat. Get you stepping in your Air Max. Bounce. You cocking it back, but where that? Bounce. Sits back on the big wheel. Fuck, I fucked it up. I give Stella her groove. My middle name must be fuck you. Because every time I go live, niggas be like, fuck you. I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be that. My first name must be she ain't shit. Because every time I go live, niggas be like, she ain't shit. I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be that. I heard the party going on in there. Yeah. Well, let me shake my stinking ass in there. Yeah. Soon as I walk in, dogs are barking. Haters play the back. I stay up front like handicap parking. Stalking Arsons from Jersey to Arkin. Saw me coughing out that dread apartment. Roll up to the jam with the front end bent up. Watch them chickens roll up and get up. Salmonella. I'm ghetto like D&D. Fucking with D. You'll be on banned from TV. Part 3 in a heartbeat. Tiger straight out the cup. You're light in the ass, son. You weigh about a buck, but I'm 190 physique, 234 pounds older when I'm carrying heat. Not platinum or wax, but platinum in the streets. Any nigga that disagrees, smack him in the teeth. Then I bag his little piece, rocking the ice. Get it to the projects, gonna rob it tonight. Why you acting like that? The weed made me do it. Weed not make me do it. Take days to do it. My crew do drugs. Dwayne Reed couldn't breathe. Really in the sun, I'll amount to 10 keys. Red bone, I'm boning. MCs be cloning. Dust people, I stretch up your morning yawning. My middle name must be fuck you. Every time I go live, niggas be like, fuck you. Hey Siri, pause my music. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Applause is appreciated. Tips are most definitely welcomed. All right. Now that I got that out my system. So, oh, wait, I thought I saw somebody in the queue and then they went away. Oh, that's too bad. So, gang, let me tell you this. I've been without a like functioning cell phone for 2 weeks now. It's a good goddamn thing I don't go nowhere because I would be short as shit. You understand? So, but I will say this: even though I acknowledge that I do have a little bit of a TikTok addiction, because shamefully, when I'm on TikTok, I'm on TikTok for a long time. I'm on TikTok for a long time, but I have not been on TikTok for these past couple of weeks now. I will say this: I'm surviving. I'm coping. The biggest inconvenience is I can't order food and shit like that, or the necessities, as it were. But fortunately, there's folks looking out for me, so there's that. But y'all, if I'm kind of having some issues, but not breakdown issues relating to me being separated from my cell phone, I'm having a little bit of FOMO from TikTok. Y'all, the kids are absolutely cooked out here. Okay, let me tell you, these children are cooked out here in terms of being digital dope fiends. You're not going to be able to ever pry a cell phone from out of the hands of somebody. What's the age range, y'all? Can we say 30 and under? Well, definitely like 20 and under. That's a guarantee, right? That generation, them Gen Z / alphas, relates to their devices, they're going to be like, from my cold dead hands will you never pry this cell phone and a Wi-Fi away from me. The children are absolutely cooked, because what is going to happen should technology turn upon us all and the kids can't fucking access their shit? Then what? Then they're going to take it out on the rest of us. And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm too old to be fighting. I'm too old to be fighting 20-year-olds. Anyway, it looks like we have a caller. Let's go, caller. Hello.
Well, hello.
DJ Vesper X.
Hey, love. How you doing?
I am well, Vesper. How are you? Thank you for calling. How are you feeling? Oh, good. The link worked. That's good.
Yeah, the link worked. I was checking the link, and I was like, well, and also putting it up on the background because I still got to be doing my modding.
I appreciate it, because we
And I
know
was
the
the first
haters.
mod up in there.
The haters be coming in here, Vesper. You see that now. I mean, you knew it probably, but yeah, it's crazy. But
Well,
how's
I mean, they have
everything
no
going with you,
life,
baby?
so
How are you feeling, DJ Vesper?
like Renee says, I'm doing as good as capitalism permits. Okay.
Jesus. What a word. Shout out to Renee. that's a
Right.
fucking statement right there. Who can disagree with that?
Right.
Vesper, I had my Aries season ended bad. I'm hoping this Taurus season come in a little better. I'm hoping the Taurus season come in a little bit better.
Yeah, the Aries season was a mess, and there was also a Mercury retrograde. There was all kinds of stuff going on, astrology wise and energy wise, and we're getting bombarded with all kinds of space weather right now, which makes people act crazy. And and then we got all these people running around that don't know themselves.
Ooh.
So how would they know the truth if they saw it, if they don't even know themselves? So
I feel like we're on the
America.
potential of a precipice, though. I feel like America, God damn it. And see, every time I think optimistically about this country and the people of this country, they always make me look stupid. Like every time I'm optimistic about America, I'm like, wait a minute, I think America might be close to having the epiphany that it needs, right?
Yep.
I doubt it.
I totally understand. I totally get it. Because every time it's the same thing with me. Like, I don't know if I told you, I'm writing a book.
Are
And
you?
now I'm writing a book on 432 hertz and alternative tuning. And I would say 99% of the information out there is bullshit. Inaccurate, made up, pseudoscience, spiritual woo-woo stuff. And this isn't a subject that is easy to tackle. So I've been writing. That's why I'm also looking a little crazy. I had to get cute, and I've been writing all day, and also been getting bombarded with all kinds of people basically telling me I'm wrong when I've been devoting my whole life to studying this subject. So I'm like, okay, So I see it on all fronts. I see it on that subject. I see it on the politics. I see it everywhere where people are just, it's like as soon as they're met with information that counters what they believe, they put up a roadblock from receiving any other information. I don't know what we're going to do with that because that's how we got MAGA.
To your point, Vesper, at my age, I am kind of set in my ways and my belief system, etc. But at the same time, like if I'm wrong and someone can factually show me the error, dog, how can you reject that?
Yep.
Like you don't want to be out here loud and wrong. Dog, like just for the
Right.
sake of standing firm in your argument. Fuck that shit. Don't be a goofy out here. Learn something, beloveds.
Right. Exactly. I always, like, I know when I'm right on something, but I always hold in my mind that I could be wrong.
Would be
You know,
wrong.
And maybe maybe that's just because I know how to critically think and I know myself. So if somebody tells me that I'm wrong, I'm not going to be offended by it. I'm just going to look into what they're saying and you know make a determination from that without getting in my feelings because facts aren't feelings. I don't understand why like that's the biggest thing is like we have too many people right now that they're going off of their feelings instead of facts, which is why Trump still has his supporters. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This man has betrayed you and it's in your face. I don't get it. Just like
Hard
the
head,
Democrats aren't any better either.
hard head, make a soft ass. Yeah. Like when I see folks speaking very glowingly about Bernie Sanders and AOC, I'm like, nigga, what is a rally gonna do right now? Like what? Tell me how these rallies fine,
Yep,
whatever, mobilization, but our comrades at Black Liberation Media taught us that mobilization is not organization. That's great that you can pack out
yep.
an arena, but what does that translate to once this rally is over? You understand? It doesn't translate necessarily into policy. So I'm like, I don't count that as fighting. Like they're like, look at Bernie and AOC and Cory Booker, they're fighting. I'm like, are they
Are they?
fighting?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it is, it's because they're going off of vibes and feelings, and
Yeah.
they're not. But AOC and Bernie aren't telling them how to fight oligarchy. They aren't saying, oh, let's get all of the oligarchs and big money out of the Democratic Party.
Hmm.
They're not offering any type of solution. They're just placating people. And one thing I've noticed is these crowds were the people that voted for Hillary in 2016. The people that voted for Bernie in 2016, they've checked out
You're probably
because they've been paying attention long enough. And I'm one of them. I've been paying attention long enough to see that this man is grifting everyone and trying to funnel everybody, funnel a populist movement back into the Democratic Party. Like, I don't take anyone seriously anymore if they talk about politics and they talk about voting red or blue, period. I can't take anyone seriously if they're talking about voting red or blue. Because if you're
listen,
talking about, like, what is the definition of insanity, right? Doing the
doing the
same thing, expecting different results.
that's
And
exactly
voting
how
red
I
and
feel.
blue is insanity.
That is exactly kind of how I feel about
It's,
Bernie now. Like 2015 Bernie, I was like,
yep,
let's go. What go white boy, go white
yep,
boy, go. Let's go, Bernie. The fuck? Yes, you talking the right
right.
thing. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But he buckled to party pressure. And I'm like, nigga, I didn't even think you was a Democrat. Which is it, Bernie? Did they tell you what to do or did they not tell you what to do?
Right.
Which is it? So now,
No, I
even
mean,
though Bernie's rhetoric is not so different than what it was 10 years ago, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, okay, Bernie, we at this again. Like you had your shot, Slim. Like you had your shot. Bernie could have snatched the crown. He really could have. I mean,
yep,
he stood the best chance of dethroning an establishment Democratic candidate. And we could argue whether or not Bernie is
right,
himself a part of the establishment. Of course he is, but not to the extent that Hillary Clinton is, right? So, but he
right.
he he buckled under pressure. The GOP would never, they put up fucking Trump.
Yep.
It's like,
And even down to
whoa.
the progressives on the Democratic side, when they had an opportunity to hold the party accountable and
Mhm.
vote for a $15 minimum wage, which it needs to be like twice that anyway. But digressing, if they were to actually use the power they had back then to hold the Democratic Party accountable, it would have passed. But they never
Mm,
did that. So
mm.
even the progressives that everybody loves, like AOC and Ro Khanna and the Squad, like no, because they never used the power that we gave them. Same thing goes for Ossoff and Warnock. I've been on their asses. If you go in their comments, you will see everybody outside of Georgia praising them and telling them to run for president. Meanwhile, everyone in Georgia's in the comments saying resign, including myself. And I'm
So
like
which
making
one?
it clear, like I
Ossoff?
voted
Uh,
for them.
who did you say resigned? Ossoff or Warnock or both of them?
Both of them. Both of them. They both took APAC money. They both
Mm,
supported Cop City.
mm.
They both ignore everything going on in Georgia. They have nothing to show for their years in office. They can't point to anything that they've done. And they keep saying Trump is bad and doing all of these things, but they don't say what they're doing to stop him. They're saying we're working tirelessly. Well, we just found out today, breaking news. Oh,
Uh-oh.
you're working tirelessly for a ceasefire, but yet you never asked for one.
Which ceasefire? Where there's a
Oh,
lot of
no.
potential.
Oh, no, no. Remember how the Democratic Party was running on, oh, we're working tirelessly for a ceasefire. Kamala is working tirelessly
Numerous
for a
times.
ceasefire. Yeah, it came out today from Drop Site News that they never even asked Israel. Not once.
Wow. See,
Like, how
there we
much more do
go.
you need to see them playing in your faces before you say, I keep using the same hashtags. Voting blue is not enough and abandon the two-party system. And if you understand those two things, then you have a good political analysis. If you don't understand those things, then maybe you need to start listening to smart folks over at all of these real leftist
Hmm.
stations like Black Liberation Media, Revolutionary Blackout Media, Drop Site News, Breakthrough News, like real left media and not TYT. Because now I don't know if you saw that Jake Uger is like doing something where he's like got some Zionists and they're like, we're gonna do all these things that it's like this vague. It's crazy. It's like he's completely gone conservative and still calling himself a leftist. I don't understand that.
Where does the money reside? Listen, when the money entered the picture, shit niggas start acting funny. Niggas start acting a
And the
little
thing that
funny
you were
when that
talking about
money
with
gone.
Bernie though,
Hmm?
but the thing you were talking about with Bernie though that really works my nerves is I saw when he shifted because I was paying attention the whole time I was working on his campaign. I watched when he shifted. It was right before they did the what is it? I guess the DNC, primary where they actually gave the states
Mm-hmm.
to and then they just, straight up stole states from Bernie and gave them to Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
That week before, he was acting funny. He started, really calming down with what he was saying. He was acting a little weird. I couldn't understand what he was doing. And then I remember that night, there all of the footage of this is still out there, but it's harder to find. But he was sitting in the audience when they were giving those states that he won to Hillary, and you could see a tear running down his face. But the other thing that was happening was it was wiping away the makeup. He had a black eye.
Oh shit.
So I
Damn.
mean, allegedly, I'm not saying anything. This is Kim's channel. I'm just saying go look at the footage, and if you have decent, um, I guess critical thinking skills, you'll figure it out because you see how he's acting on Israel. This isn't the United States of America. Israel runs shit here.
100%. DJ Vesper X, we have somebody else in the queue, beloved. Would you be okay if
Totally
I
cool.
bid you
Yeah. Yeah.
a loving adieu?
Love
I
you.
appreciate
I
you,
love the
Vesper.
work you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Peace.
Be safe, baby. Thank you,
Later.
Vesper. That was Vesper X, everybody. Vesper is a friend of the show. We like Vesper quite a bit. We got somebody else standing by. You know, this is always like a wild card for me. I don't know who the fuck is. I don't know who about to come up here and say XYZ. So let's go. I like to walk on the wild side. Hi.
Hey, sweetheart. It's
Kianette.
Thursday.
Hey.
I was sitting backstage and nodding along with Vesper, like, for everything he was saying. And, like, I
Listen,
kept having to remind myself, I do have a topic. I do have a topic.
talk to me about your topic. What is your topic, baby?
Well, so I'm going on vacation a little later in the month. Not very far, just down the beach for a few days. But, like, in preparing for it, I'm realizing something.
What's that?
Now, the last couple of years, I have found the courage and confidence to go around in freaking crop tops. Like, I never had that confidence as a child, I never had it as a teenager. And so the last couple of years, I've been enjoying that confidence. But ever since I heard the phrase, your body, my choice, I feel like there is a target on my disabled back. So I'm like seething about this because I know that there's nothing I can independently do.
Knives
And
out. Knives out.
yeah,
Knives out.
I cannot be the only woman who is feeling this fear. Like I know I can't be the only one that this has occurred to, you know? Like, this is happening to me, this is happening to all my sisters.
So I don't think it's just you. I think there are a lot of women in femmes that have those concerns because it's the next logical choice, right? Like the way that young men are being socialized and the way that some grown men have been socialized, you know, the worst of the misogyny is being reinforced by these very popular and influential voices, so much so that they just think it's okay, right? So it it
You don't
it
have to
just
tell
follows
me.
the next trend. Like, you know, as women, we have to be proactive because our biggest predators, unfortunately, are men. It's not bears. It's not wolves. You know, the person most likely to do physical harm to a woman is a man. So you have to be thinking proactively as it pertains to your personal
Oh, I
security
know.
in all that. So you're not off base with this at all.
Yeah, and it's just like, especially coming from a place of limited ability for self-defense, and I'm like, there's not there's not a whole lot of people in my direct vicinity that I can expect to understand that.
Really?
But like,
I mean, I'm so sorry. Like, really, the people you've had this conversation and people don't seem to grasp like your concern. It's a very reasonable and logical
yeah,
concern, in my opinion.
I don't think a lot of people in my direct vicinity really understand the disabled experience, at least not the
Mm,
physically disabled experience,
mhm, mhm.
not to that degree. I
So,
mean, my mother is starting to learn, but she's also going to have knee replacements later this month, so yay! Well, later in May.
so on Black Liberation Media's playlist, there is a show called Warrior Class. And I know
Mm,
that Brother Balagoon has done at least 2 episodes. I'm pretty confident he's done it more than one, but I want to say at least 2 episodes on self-defense for physically disabled folks. Um, for people who use wheelchairs or mobility devices. I wish I had the episode handy, but that's where you can look on the Warrior Class playlist on Black Liberation Media. Um, And maybe you can get some pointers or something that will, give you a bit more confidence that you will be able to defend yourself if you had to.
Yeah, I need to find some way, because, well, I don't think it's getting any safer anytime soon.
Oh no. And especially, I think about obviously being middle-aged and being disabled. It's like, people who are doing gender-based violence, they don't turn away from old ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like they, old ladies are on the list. Like there's no particular consideration given for elder and disabled when it comes to dealing with a predator, right? Because they look for opportunity.
Yeah.
So no, we have to be ready, baby, as much as possible.
Hell, if you want to get at me more for voluntarily having a hysterectomy.
Listen, I totally get it.
But
I get it. It's the wild world we live in.
that's why I don't advertise it in that company.
And that's understandable too. It took me a while before I was able, and I can't even say to talk about my disability comfortably because it's not comfortable. I don't talk about I when I do talk, it's not comfortable for me to talk about it because I don't like to disclose that I'm a vulnerable person. But that's why I frequently discuss that I will stab you. Okay. And the yappa is on deck because don't fuck around. Don't think because I have my impairments that I'm like an easy mark out here. Like I don't play those games. So that's why I say those things as a bit of a disclaimer. Like if you want to test, you can try, but you're gonna have to unalive me, baby, because I'm gonna do my best to remove somebody from the planet should they try me again. So I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't say all that, but fuck it, that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
That won't cause their end, but they might wish for it.
Listen,
There's always that thought.
Eyes and balls, baby. If you can get to them eyes, if you can get to them balls, any kind of balls, eyeballs, scrotum balls, get to them balls. I predict victory. Oh, I thought we had somebody standing by. It looks like they hung up. Maybe they didn't like all the talk about hurting people's scrotums. My bad, balls.
Maybe they didn't like our lady talk.
Listen, it's all good. And see, because Will's not here, we're not doing the vertical stream, so the live stream is not going out to as many folks. So we shouldn't have all that many trolls in here. It should be friends and family by and large. I thought I saw Francis in the building. Big dumb animal, I see you in here. Thanks so much for coming through. Somebody ran a super chat. I couldn't read that shit in time, so thank you to the person that sent. Trust me, it's appreciated.
Shit. I'm on my phone and I'm not even sure how to have both windows open at once, and on an Android, so.
Oh, we do have somebody.
There's
my dear, would it be okay if I bid you adieu and brought another chatter up on screen?
I do believe it's Miss Alicia.
Is it? Hold on.
So I will let you.
Hold on, Alicia. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. You guys are great, y'all. Yes, shout out to all of our wonderful mods keeping the chat alive. Oh, wait, Alicia. God damn it. There we go. Hold on. Uno momento. Bayow. There we go. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I had a rough Aries season, Alicia. I'm hoping for better tidings.
I'm with you. I almost didn't want to put on the cam because I wear everything on my face. So like as far as my emotions and everything. So I almost wanted to, just mask in, like totally mask and not come on
Mm.
camera. But then I was like, I haven't seen you in forever, and I
I
don't
want to
want.
know, how was Costa Rica?
Costa Rica was amazing. Uh, Me and my son and my mom went, and we went to the mountains and we did ATV, we did zip lining, we did a night walk tour. We walked on like some hanging bridges. We saw tons of animals. We saw a sloth. We saw howler monkeys and heard them very, very loud. They're very small, but they're super loud, like scary loud. And then we saw like tons of lizards and snakes and dangerous stuff, but like still fun. I had fun. And then we went to the beach and me and my son tried surfing. I was the first one who got up on the board and got to surf, and it was amazing. I was very proud of myself.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the journey has been long, but to imagine me like surfing, it was just it's crazy. So yeah, it was very surreal,
A girl from Minnesota, surf,
right? I
surfing on the board.
I know, right? So yeah, we did that, and then we did like uh, what do you call snorkeling with
Mhm.
a sunset cruise kind of thing. And then I treated us to a massage on the
Ooh.
beach. Yeah, so it was like we did something every day. It was a trip of a lifetime. I'll probably never be able to travel like that again because it.
Oh, at least you don't say
No, no,
that.
no, no, no. I'm saying like in that like as far as like the 4-star you know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, like I don't have the expectation of being able to travel like that in the future. Like I'm finna travel, believe me, but it's just gonna probably include a hostel or an
Mm.
Airbnb or like a little cheaper version of what and then the events, as far as that, I mean, it's like you can find your own things to do if needed or whatever. So but my next trip is already planned. Going to Mexico to visit
Mhm.
my uncle. He actually lives in San Miguel de Allende,
Okay.
and that is like a very ritzy, from what I understand, like a very ritzy kind of area where a lot of expats go to retire, and that's exactly what he did. He went there to retire. He spent like 20 some years in Hawaii actually, and then moved there. And so yeah, I'm going to Mexico City. He's 80 something, I
Oh,
think.
wow.
Yeah, he's my great uncle, and but he's very like spry and very like just always loving to travel, and loving knows somebody everywhere, so just the best person to travel with. And so I'm gonna take this time. I've known, like, he's my great uncle Bill, and like I've seen him a bunch of times and we've been in the same places, but I don't know him like as a person. So I think this will be like a great trip for me to see Mexico and Mexico City and then where he lives, and then also just get to know him as a person. Like,
Yeah, and he probably has some interesting or insights about your grandparent, whoever, whichever one of your grandparents is his sibling. So, yeah,
yeah.
you should get some family stories
Yeah,
and
and he has some I want to take from him too, like the fact that he lived away from home for a long time, and it's like the norm for him, and for me it's like the opposite. I'm so used to being like so like with my family, and I want to get that experience from him. Like, what is it like? And how has it been for you, and things like that, and just like all of his travels. Like he's literally traveled the world. He's done like cooking classes in Morocco and like different things in Japan, and
Yes, the
he,
shit I'm on. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
been a
That's what I want
world
to do.
traveler, no kids. Like he's a gay guy. He's very he, like I said, he knows somebody like everywhere basically, and it's just like, yeah, a good person to get to know. Plus I'm trying to eventually get myself into this house sitting venture,
Mm,
where that's how I see myself in the future. That's how I see myself traveling, is doing some house sitting gigs and like pet sitting and whatnot. And he could probably have some, good connections, networking and all that. So
absolutely. Good for you. I love to hear goals. I love goals.
yeah.
Listen, girl, get your goals. Get your goals. Did they give you any shit coming back in the country?
Well, so not like in I don't know. I mean, kind of like this. Okay, so my son, he looks like he's like 22, but he's
Mhm.
he's 16. He's turning 17 this month in May. But
Is your kid is I'm so sorry. This is so rude. Is your son white or is
no.
he's
So
other?
yeah. Yeah, no, he literally like look like he is very what do you call, like, he could be very like so many different things. People are like, is he Indian? Is he this? Is he that? Is he this? He's actually half Somali. But like, so
Oh
like,
wow! If
yeah,
he's young man's from the continent, look at you, Alicia. Look at you.
you know. But yeah, no, so he is like, he to law enforcement, like he's a black man in the America,
Oh,
you
of
know,
course. Yes,
like,
yes.
period.
Mhm.
And so anyways, we get to the front gate, or like into customs, coming back in, and the guy is like very authoritative with my son, and like, gather the passports, like, um have you, or do you have any of these things in your luggage, or does anybody with you have these things, and just going down the list and like what they normally do, but like very like just rude, and like, just flexing. And I was just kind of like, what is he trying, like, what is he doing? Like, is he trying to teach him a lesson? Is he like, it, I didn't really get it. Like, when we went through, he kind of like winked at me, like, kind of like, see, that's how you do it, kind of thing, or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I was like, that was weird. Like,
He didn't think that y'all were a party together. Is that
no,
what?
he did. So he saw the three of us together, and he like told my son to gather all of our passports, and then started asking my son questions about all of us and our bags and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I don't know if this dude realizes that he's asking a minor. Like, I don't know. He told him, then my son had his headphones on. He's like, sir, you need to take your headphones off. Like, just very like,
Gruff.
yeah, very gruff, very rude, very just like, I was just like, what's the point, dude? Like, I don't get it. But I'm also very, I'm an empath. And I'm very like, and not like, I'm an empath. Like, I'm a fucking empath. Like, I feel shit. And like, I like TSA, like, TSA like will suck my soul, because
Mm.
like of how like rude and like matter of fact and rush, they are, and they make you feel like, they just make me feel like violated, and
Mm.
just like I walk through and I'm just like, oh, but I feel that way walking past police and things like that too. So yeah.
Yikes. Well, I'm sorry that your son was treated that way. But don't
Yeah.
you forget, well, you know what? Let me hush because customs is not the time to be flexing.
No,
Even
no,
if he
no.
was
And
trying to
that's the thing.
pick,
That's the thing. I was like, Zai, you did a good job or whatever, but like, in the future, just like, be don't like laugh and stuff like that. Just be.
It's hard though, because you
It
understand, like
is, because
those
it's,
reactions are a bit of our resistance, right?
yeah,
Like we will laugh, black folks will laugh, and I don't know, other people too probably, but we'll laugh at authority when we know they're being ridiculous, right? And
mhm.
does it serve? Does it help the situations? More often than not, it may not. It may have a neutral effect or it may have a detrimental effect, but are the small ways in which black folks resist, or at least make it clear that we understand that this is some bullshit,
This
right?
is
And
ridiculous. Yeah, when
yes,
somebody's being ridiculous, yeah, it's hard not to like have that automatic, yeah, reaction, especially at 16. So
absolutely. And your son that's probably not his first rodeo with some fucking law enforcement jack off talk, getting smart or trying to
right.
flex his authority. So,
Mhm.
and that I was thinking about that earlier today too, like it just in the ways that black people just have to swallow indignities from all comers from a variety of ways, and the detrimental effect that literally has on our health, right? By the time you
Right.
get to 50 and 60 and you've been dealing with
Stress.
racism your whole life, well, that's probably an underlying factor why you have high blood pressure, hypertension, heart disease. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't help. You feel
It's all
me?
those like what do they say? Invisible diseases that like people don't, you know what I'm saying, people don't like recognize, and it's definitely an underlying factor. I mean, that constant stress, the constant cortisol, the constant like worrying, it does a number on your body. It's fucking proven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it
It
is.
is.
So anyways, yeah, it's been a crazy, season for me as well. And I'm really, I don't know. I'm glad I'm in a place where I feel like I can talk about this, because in a lot of places you don't feel like you can, but like I feel kind of like I did in the beginning of COVID when I saw the tsunami coming,
Mm.
and like the people the normies that aren't online 24/7 and aren't plugged in and aren't like paying attention, they're not seeing it, and it's like very overwhelming, and it's really hard. I mean, it's good to have a community like this, but it's hard because like I even just try to mention something to a coworker or like another friend or something like that, and they're just like, oh, I don't even pay attention, I'm not plugged in, da 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 da. And it's like, and they think I'm crazy for like, they're like, you're the crazy one for listening to that stuff all day and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm informed, like, sorry.
What's
You know,
the tsunami you think you see coming?
oh, just the fact that, like, I don't know, like, my son thinks he wants a new bike or whatever, and it's like, you better get that shit now. Like, I'm just saying, like, this shit, like, is going to be taxed the fuck up. Like, in a month or two, we're not gonna even know, we're gonna be so surprised. Like I know that it's coming. Like just the prices of goods that come from China, the prices of just like even knowing, like being like a maker, being an artist or whatever, just all the small businesses where they're reliant on small parts from China. They get their little beauty, bobs and bells and whatever from these suppliers, and they're like calling them saying, hey, it's going to be double the price plus this plus whatever on top of it. And they're like, we can't continue to do business anymore. So like Etsy, all the stores on Etsy are going to probably be like the first ones to like really feel it, like the people that actually like make their goods, make them in America, but make them with parts from China and stuff like that,
No, I totally think I agree, but I actually I think that small business, small brick and mortars are probably going to feel it first, simply because they have more overhead than let's say the seller on Etsy, or if
Okay.
the
Yeah.
sellers on Etsy also have physical locations. Where I don't remember what the hell I was watching. I was watching something, and it was a story about a small business actually here in Maryland, of a guy that owns, dog accessory stores, and he was saying how much money he had to spend up front on his inventory because he was afraid of the tariffs. But long story short, he says he can't manufacture the shit in America. You know what I'm saying? Like he relies on, Chinese imports, and if he has to wait to see if the tariffs go down or not, he said he's going to be out of business. They small business owners can't, they don't have time for that. And whatever the shit Trump talking about, he going to bring manufacturing back. Where? where? Where,
Where,
sir?
when,
Who
how?
sews? Who
Yeah.
knows how to do stitches in America? Not many.
Right. Yeah. No. That I mean, literally, like manufacturing went away, and like we think that, or we like the general public, I think, like thinks of manufacturing as like, like clothing production and stuff like that. But like a lot of the Chinese production, facilities are like top of the line, like precision built. Like their people are trained for months, years on how to use their machines and stuff like that. Like we don't have the capacity for that. It doesn't, it makes sense to do something slowly, to bring stuff back slowly, but it doesn't make any sense to do what we're doing. I mean, they're literally just tanking, like it's being of two minds and holding that, like, like, I mean, this is where I'm living, so obviously, like, I don't want to see it go to shit, and at the same time, like, it's fucking America, like, we deserve, like, this shit deserves to burn, like, for
America
real,
had a good run.
yeah, it's a run, and like you built it on top of fucking bones and blood, and so it's gonna burn,
I
and
know,
like
Alicia.
I
I
just
just
don't
hope.
want it to happen right now.
I just hope, I miss my grandparents, make no mistake about it. But I'm like, you lucky Negroes, look at y'all in the ground. Y'all ain't got to see none of this shit. Y'all don't have to be around to see any of this shit fall apart, and down it goes. Like, from the industry to the system to the
That quick,
environment. That's
that
what
quick.
troubles me the most. Like, I'm not here to be an elder during fucking climate change, for
Yeah.
God's sake. So
And
anyway,
today is like his 100 days, I think, in office. And like, look how quickly, yeah, I think I don't pay attention to the markets too much, but like from what I heard, like it had a dip and then it like came back up or whatever, but it's like supposed to like crash again. And I don't know, whatever. It's a mess, and we're not gonna recognize like America anymore, and it's just very interesting to be in such a place of such a change. I mean, it's gonna happen at some point in the line of history or whatever in the timeline. It's got to happen at some point, and it's just very strange being in the swing of it.
I know. I know. It's wild to be alive. It's like, what a time. Like, literally, what a time to be alive. Like, this is a time right now to be alive. But Alicia, we have somebody else waiting in the wings. Can I bid you? Can I bid you
For sure.
adieu, my
All
dear?
right.
I'm
It
so
was
glad
great
to hear from you,
you.
to see you, to get the
Love you.
update on the vacay. And you stay strong, Alicia, because you're a good person. Your heart is in the right place.
Oh, and I'm
Um,
searching for a new job for y'all, or so y'all can please put some good energy out there, because I do have some interviews this week.
woo!
So keep energy. Woo!
Let's
Thank
get
you.
the best job with the least amount of bullshit and the best pay for Alicia. Bean.
All right, bye.
Bye bye. That's Alicia. Thank y'all, Fire Fam. The Fire Fam coming through, checking in, checking in. Let's see who else we got in here checking in. Next caller. Oops. Is anybody there?
Sorry, I was muted and I didn't and I got a mouse on an iPad because I don't have a computer no more. But yay. Hey, Auntie Uhuru, Auntie Kim.
Uhuru, baby.
Uhuru
Dawn.
chat.
Uhuru. Dawn, did your shit go down during Mercury in retrograde too? What happened to
No,
your
the
computer?
stars in a certain position don't mean a damn thing.
Oh, that's what you think. The shit don't require your belief for it to be so.
but nah, I fried my shit with a coffee spill, bro. It was and no Apple Care.
It wasn't. I bet you it was during Mercury in retrograde, but you're not going to own up to it. But that's okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Nephew, tell me something good or bad or indifferent. I'll take it all. What's going on with you? Where you are in Clan Orange County? Yeesh.
Girl, let me tell you. First off, gas is about to be $6. Eggs is $20.
Still? The
Yes.
price of eggs ain't came. Dawn, you were the person that brought them $17 carton eggs. A dozen eggs.
Before one of them holidays. It was New Year, Auntie, because Mama was trying to make potato salad. That's what that was.
Right. Woo! And now they $20 where you are. You ain't got no chickens. Nobody rocking some chickens in the backyard.
We to have to start driving to Compton for eggs. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah, because they got that farm area in Compton that don't too many people know about. Excuse me.
That's pretty cool.
All that back area with them horses and whatnot. Auntie, how are you feeling? Right? Everybody's up in arms and stuff like that. And you see, I don't usually even smoke blunts. I usually got the glass work. But
who's up in arms, maybe? What arms? Who up arms we in?
Well, first off, I just left a Palestinian history teaching and stuff like that. We got to do that. We have to have that normalized. This shit started in 18 something.
90 something.
Okay. And we can recognize this formally since 1948. Do not piss me off.
That's right. And it's been what it is for 70 some years. The thing did not begin on October 7th. It didn't begin on October 6th. You know what I'm saying? But people listen, but you understand. Of course, I have to tell you this, Don, but Americans are probably the most deeply propagandized people on the planet. I bet you we are more propagandized than North Koreans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and some generations more than others. That's why, like, I don't be too mad. A lot of the revolutionary or progressive elders, like my mom age, they'd be like, my generation didn't do enough. Y'all was narcoticized heavy as fuck. I'm not mad at y'all. I don't have time to be mad at y'all.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Let's move forward, right? One of the things that I think needs to happen is we need to break the separation between students and instructors. That is the first barrier that comes between more coordination and collaboration between the youth and the elders and stuff like that. If, for example, students would do what they're supposed to do and prioritize reinforcing mothers, African women, and the direct community defense that they provide, right, in keeping babies out of jail, being the first teachers and birthing the entire labor force. If we reinforce that and establish dual and contending power simultaneously, we will have Uhuru.
Woo! Dawn, I'm waiting for you to be the next Mr. Megaphone out here, Dawn.
That shit was fire. That shit was fire just now. I didn't even know where
that shit was fire right there, nephew. I said, where's my purse? Let me send this young man a couple coins. That's how the elder women do it. So you say something good, they be opening their mouth. Come here, I got a couple dollars for that young
Let me
man.
tell
You
you
talk
something.
real good,
Let me
real
tell you
good.
something that the elder women you don't even have to say that. You be in the community and do what you're supposed to be doing, right? The elder women are probably not only going to already be there, however, they will, they will back you up. You know what I'm saying? They will support you. You know what I'm saying? I would be nothing without my community. I would be nothing without African women.
Oh, Don, I'm such a fan. Oh, I love you.
Hey, I did want to rap to you because I think I need to sit the people down for a second and where's Musa? What's wrong with Musa? What did happen to Musa? I don't understand.
I think Musa is doing good, doing
He
well.
good?
He came up out of the belly of the beast.
Oh, okay,
Stunting on the suckers. They tried to hem him up, and he was like, no,
mm-hmm.
no, sir,
Okay.
man. Musa, you want to talk about a fan? I am such a fan of Musa. Like, and hearing that the experience that they had coming back into the country made me more of a fan because I'm like, the tongue discipline. D- Nephew, do you understand? Like, getting smart with the cops is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite things to do. But you can't do that coming through customs. You better tighten up. And Musa had the tongue discipline to get out of that bullshit. And I respect it. Is that what you were referring to, baby? Uh-oh. Hey, we lost Don? Whoopsie. Maybe Don come back. I didn't hit no buttons, Don. I wouldn't just be out here removing my nephew. Wouldn't do that. Hold on. Who's this? Hola.
Hey, I'm sorry. Somebody called my phone.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Quién es?
¿Viene usted?
Bien. ¿Y tú?
Más o menos, más o menos. Mi español es más o menos. Quiero saber más, pero ahorita está bien.
Oh, you speak it way better. You speak it the Spanish real claro out here.
Girl, I learned from working at Jack in the Box. And I had a lot of, Mexican friends. And I used to say, your mama is not going to have to struggle communicating with me up in her house. Not she be feeding me,
Okay. And they can't talk no shit about you in front of you neither. So, So does that. But I think Moose is on the up and up. Is that what were you referring to the incident at the airport that we talked about on the morning show?
I needed some real update. I needed someone to tell me, right? Because all I was seeing was, social media posts and stuff like that. I needed someone to tell me my nigga was all right. You know what I'm saying?
I even think Musa was victorious in court. Because Camus got him hooked up with the legal eagles. And I think a judge ruled that they had to return their devices back. So I mean, that's a W in my opinion. So but Musa is free. Praise the Lord Jesus.
He better than me, because what I would be doing is making sure that they bought me a new fleet of hardware, of computer hardware. I don't care if I got this one in me. You finna buy me a new 2020. What year is it? 2025. Right. Hey, Auntie, listen, I got to get in the camera. I want to address. Let me take my casselles off.
Find your angle, baby. What's your camera?
Which
camera?
camera? I'm trying to ear doctor. I will become a regular installment on your internet.
I would love it. Come on.
Just letting you put that out there. I know you in here. You better be watching Auntie Kim's show.
Oh,
right?
Air Doctor, is Air Doctor in the building?
Air Doctor better be in the building, but I'm look at the camera. Look, I will be a regular installment on your internet. Do you hear me? Okay.
Air Doctor don't be watching my damn show. That's all right.
Why? That's a contradiction, I feel.
I don't take it personal. But Don, hold on.
I'm looking on. Yeah, I was looking on the People's Reporter, Megan Cunis. I was looking on her page to see what she over here talking about, and she she asked, should jurors in Diddy's trial hear about consensual sex between him and people not charged as victims in his case? She's up on the Diddy tip and stuff like that. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all should have put that nigga in up under the jail in the 90s when he had all them people fucking trampled. You gonna piss me off.
People make certain deals, baby, and I mean unholy spiritual deals, right? And things that you would expect someone to go down for. They have a sort of dark favor about them, and they're able to proceed and ascend and go on and achieve amazing things, right? But it's not of a good origin,
Well,
right? Like,
listen, I wish they would just be more out with it. You know how they be having the signs, compramos oro on the thing?
yes.
Cause if you call me, man, call me. If you are buying souls, call me. Okay?
Mm-mm.
Call me.
No, we're
No,
not. We cannot. No, we don't play them games. We don't dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. We let that nigga be over there. You know what I'm saying? And the niggas that he takes with them, you see it. It all comes out. You know what I'm saying? What Diddy's experiencing right now is a bit of a punishment, but at the same time, I'm not convinced that he's going down. I'm not convinced that he's going down. I have a lot of doubts because, you know, I need to see more of the evidence, because from what I understand, the government doesn't have a whole lot of witnesses, or at least people that they're naming as victims. Like Cassie, they keep saying is victim 1. And I think there's a victim 2, but I'm like, for all the shit y'all don't charge them with, I'm waiting for victims 1 through 50. And that's not to say that even if they only name 2 victims, does he deserve to go free? Absolutely not. But $50 million in attorneys, in legal representation, it's going to get you good representation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not convinced that the government has really got the goods to because nigga, how you have a RICO case and you the only nigga charged? Where's the rest of the RICO, nephew? RICO means a rack of niggas is a part of this shit. Where the rest of the niggas charged in the RICO shit? How you the only nigga charged in a RICO case?
You think it's gonna be more the fam or more co-workers? Because that's one angle that I need niggas to start thinking about this celebrity nonsense more. These niggas is co-workers. Like, for real. These niggas are they that's a job. At the end of the day, they did in some way, shape, or form sign that W4. They had to produce the I-9. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And totally. So they basically we're seeing like how they get down with their coworkers. You know, and so basically, Auntie, what do you think about this idea of like these rich people just can't keep their hands off their coworkers?
I think that has been the case since there has been a delineation of classes. The help were always there to be sexually accessible to the masters or to the boss, and it never mattered really about gender at all. Like, but we saw this really, I mean, slavery was the most crystal clear example of that, right? Like, the help, the workers, the enslaved were there at the pleasure of the master, of the bosses, at any time. So Diddy, you know, just a new slave master, right? And the boss, money talks, and that's what the boss wants, right? So from what I understand, I was watching a little bit of TMZ, and they said that Diddy's defense is going to try to play him to be more of a swinger and make this about the government making a moral judgment on his sexual behaviors, rather, as opposed to him, like, they're saying he didn't commit any crimes. Everybody that he, you know, had sex with was in agreement with it. and this is more of the government coming after him because they disagree with his lifestyle. And I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I don't know. I want Luigi to be free. They can keep Diddy locked up. Free Luigi. Uh-oh. Did I lose that brother?
Nah, I was muted. I forgot I was muted. But I said, listen, if y'all don't leave me alone about that little white twink, y'all
Who,
gonna
Luigi?
Yes. Okay.
Why don't you supporting a
Because
Marylander, Luigi?
I want more. Can you talk to me more about that fine ass man, Christopher Dorner? How about that? Hey neighbor, how you doing? Good. Girl, you got that shit on.
Now Chris Dorner is a hero now. Don't we bow our heads
right
to a fucking real one out here. Chris Dorner was a G out here. That's probably gonna get us in trouble. That's gonna put us on a list, but fuck it.
My bad, Auntie. I didn't even.
But come on, Joe, you better stop playing with me. I will, nigga. We will do a whole show lifting up the name of Chris Dorner, okay?
But that's what I want. That name lift up, not that little bitty white twink.
Listen, but you understand that they struck at power in different ways, right? Like Dorner struck at the state branch of power, whereas Luigi took aim at the money, at the capitalist end of it.
No, I didn't break this down. Let me school me.
No, so I mean, without doing too much, but Luigi did something that we don't really see all that often, right? Like even the local motorcycle gang thug, I'm talking about the whites here. The whites will absolutely take shots at the cops, right? Chris Dorner did something way different because it was methodical and it was lethal because he had been trained by them. But Luigi came out of the fucking bleachers. You know what I'm saying? Luigi comes from a status in life. He didn't have to do what he did if he allegedly did it, allegedly. But he was going to live a comfortable existence regardless. I feel like Luigi did that for the team. He took that one for the team, like to send a chill through the elites. Like, nigga, it is not all good. Even though we ain't got the guillotines lined up, there's other things that can be lined up besides the guillotines,
Right. Auntie, would you like to collaborate on a paper around this? Because this is, you get what I'm saying? You're doing something in my head, and I think this comparison is very necessary, and it needs your expertise, and it also needs your historicity, your capacity for historical recounting and stuff like that. Because my next question, because you're such a journalist, right? So because my next question is, right, if we're creating, not if we're, because it's obvious, the separation between the two, the differences between the two, right? So you're giving me criteria, and I want to know, are there any more, right, in our generations, right, that would also fall into either one of those categories?
Yes. And again, it is what it is. We have the positions that we have, so it's no point of trying to retreat or hide from them. If the alphabet boys watching, they get mad. Fuck them. They just gonna have to get mad. But like, there is, what was his last name? This happened in the suburb of St. Louis in 2000. I want to say 7. And it happened in Kirkwood, Missouri, and his name is Cookie Thornton.
Cookie Thornton.
And Cookie Thornton was a native of St. Louis County. I think I'm saying it right. Kirkwood is the suburb. So Kirkwood is right there. It's its own little town, but St. Louis County is interesting because there are parts of it that are unincorporated, etc. But anyway, Cookie Thornton, I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know if you're Googling him at the moment, but he had been harassed by police incessantly. He had like his own small business, and at the right now, I can't remember what kind of business it was. Maybe he was a mechanic, maybe he was a contractor, but he had like vehicles and different things like parked on the street, right? And he would get constantly ticketed, fined, ticketed, fined, ticketed, and fined to the tune of thousands of dollars. And I think that he had made good faith, earnest efforts to resolve this thousands of dollars that these police routinely were, you know, thrusting upon him. And if you find the story, you'll see what he did.
Yeah. It says went on a rampage, and it almost made me throw this iPad across the room. But
Well,
went on a rampage.
so to me, it wasn't. They say that, but if you look at who his victims were, it was
Police.
deliberate and intentional, and it wasn't it wasn't like these fuckers who show up at the Walmart and shoot whoever the fuck. You understand? Like Cookie, he had a little bit more intentionality about him to that. And I remember when go ahead, baby.
That's another thing that that a whole paper or a book could be written about, and I hope there is undefeated chat. Please do your thing. Is there a book about the implications of like car ownership? What I mean by that is, Auntie, you got to save up your 50 hours a week income to purchase that motherfucker or put a down payment on that motherfucker. You got to pay the taxes. You got to register that motherfucker every year. And every month you have to pay either or a note
Insurance.
and insurance. Don't have to park that bitch somewhere special because there's no infrastructure in this country, right? It's a lot that goes into car ownership, and actually, like, it is actually highly antagonistic. The relationship that comes behind car ownership. It actually really is. So I listen. When I could understand when I tell you I could understand a huge crash out about the relationship that you have to maintain over car and multiple vehicles and parking them on the street, the police are for property. Listen to me. Look at me in this camera. Look at me in my eye. Come on in here and sit down. Hey, how your mom and them doing? That's good. That's great. Police do not protect people. They protect property. Property. Say it with me now. Property. Okay. But go on, Auntie. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying it with you, baby. I'm again. When you go off, I'm with you. I'm with you, nephew. I'm like, talk that shit, nephew.
I would
no,
say
and
I
to
would
your
you
point,
right.
You really raise a really interesting point, Dawn, because when we also look at the rates of which our folks, Black people, experience police violence, the impetus, especially, for example, now we're about to see the trial of Tyree Nichols killers. I can't remember if this is the state trial, the federal trial, for when they beat this man in Memphis, Tennessee. But our folks die during traffic stops. What the fuck are they dying over? They're dying over a busted tail light, expired tag, something dangling from the fucking mirror. Like, I mean, and that is exclusively held for us. That type of state violence, those state executions, those are reserved for Black people and people of color. And you're right. The car ownership, like, it's a tenuous thing. If you were a Black motorist, a Black driver, Black passenger, shit. If you in the fucking car, it can easily turn dangerous and deadly.
I don't have the capacity to star comments, but KJ Sakuma said it. Police killings have happened every day this year. One of y'all on Ear Doctor Internet reported on it. I thought it was you, Auntie.
I might have mentioned the number, but I did not know it broke down like that. KJ Sakuma, a person a day.
A person a day.
Dog. And like the fact that a lot of these killings are kind of fun, and that's with intentionality from the national media, right? Like, you know, some folks, we are seeing their stories getting noticed and picked up, like that disabled young man in Idaho who got shot like, I'm nephew, you don't know how like the anger the rage swelled up in me, like to know that a disabled teenager with cerebral palsy and autism who had poor mobility, who was not harming anybody, he was just acting out, right? Whatever the fuck that means. He was met with 9 bullets. And that white supremacist piece of shit who killed 2 people on Florida State's campus got injured. Oh, police were able to shoot and injure the shooter, but you know, he's recuperating in the hospital. Unfucking believable, but totally believable at the same time, right?
This is colonialism. This is the capitalist mode of production, where death is industrialized. What they talking about in the comments? The pig who killed Tyree Nichols is in court today.
Chat, is this the state charges or the federal charges? Because shit, I'm maybe it was the state. Because I know they got charged both sides. Though I am curious what Trump's Department of Justice is going to do, you know, when it comes to civil rights violations of committed by killer cops against victims of color and Black people. I don't expect too much, but hey, nephew, I mean, I know it's a hike. I'm just got to ask though, do you have any ambition to come to the Black Radical Leadership Conference at the end of the month?
Well, the way that my bank account is set up,
I know. Yes,
I'm gonna be there virtually.
That's cool.
I know it's some virtual. I know it's some hybrid setup. I think I'll be there.
Absolutely. No, Ear Doctor's going to be. He's going to be streaming. He's going to be streaming it on Black Liberation Media.
Didn't I say Ear Doctor's internet? Did not I say?
Say Ear Doctor's internet. Yes. You did say Ear Doctor's internet.
The nigga come through. The nigga come through.
Nigga do come through. Like Nakapond is a reliable Negro. Okay, like nigga is reliable. He is skilled. He is adept. He's a lot of things. You know.
No, for real. I admire the schedule keeping, bro. Like this nigga must got a checklist. If he got a checklist, it gets crossed. It gets slashed.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? I want to. Sometimes I be thinking, I want to see his process. Like, cause this is a productive nigga.
Okay. Productive. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, this nigga be clapping at us at 10:01, Don. You hear him? Like he's like, all right, niggas, it's 10:01. I got to get to the basketball court. Nigga, who is at the basketball court at 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday? He said he was doing his drills. I said, okay, drill it up. Baby, let me go because I got one more person in the queue, and then I'm gonna turn y'all loose.
I do wanna I'm serious about getting together and composing that paper, like on the differences between Dorner and Mangione and stuff like that. And I don't have no direct contact with you real exclusive, hard to get.
I know,
but this is why I said no. But this is why I said this is why we need the house phone. That's one of the. Oh my God, Auntie, I miss the house phone so bad. I miss the house phone bad. Do you remember when that bitch used to come up on the TV? You ain't even have to get up and go see who was on the phone. The bitch used to come up on the TV.
You are reading me. You don't even know you're reading me.
Young nephew,
you know I still got a house phone out there, motherfucker. You know I still got a house phone out
there. I'm jealous.
Listen, one of y'all clowned me one day. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was the show or what we was doing, but my house phone rang and somebody said, like in the chat, like, "Are you at Target?" It's like, where are you? What is that sound? That is the house phone ringing. Yes, I don't even know what
Because
that
that's
sound
the
like.
only way to be incognito. Could you imagine your bitch ass job not having your cell phone number? Imagine that very thought. Literally, they don't even, they think you got a cell phone and stuff like that. Whole time you at Target. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get with you on the Discord. I don't never see you on the Discord. I just see other people, and infrequently. Y'all, we got to be on there more frequently. We got to check in with one another more often.
You're right. You're right. Community. Because I let me get my phone again, nephew. I would hold up my phone screen, but again, I'm terribly embarrassed because it is cracked to high heaven, and it's like, is everything okay? Oh, you know what I'm saying? People judge you by your possessions and shit. Your phone be fucked up. Niggas think you fucked up, and it's like, well, I am a little fucked up though, so maybe my phone is a reflection.
Just a little bit. Right, Auntie, go on and get you a refurbished mine. I got this is an X. Go on and get you a refurbished John off Walmart. Okay, and make sure it's unblocked. Spend less than $100. Spend less than $150, and that's how we get out around here. That's how we. No new Apple devices.
I think that's sage advice, nephew. I will be sure to take you up on that. Thank you, Dawn. Uhuru.
Students join the Youth and Student Working Group, the contact list. Y'all know where that contact sheet is. If you in this chat, you know where that contact sheet is. Uhuru.
Uhuru, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is our last caller of the night, everybody. I got to skedaddle. Mr. Smoke is here. Mr. Smokey. Yeah. Hold on. Hey.
Hola. Hey, how you going?
Kia Ness. Who is this?
This is Chirimacha.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing better. I'm better. I will confess to better. How are you? How did you hold up in the heavy rains?
I think it rains here all the time and floods all the time. So I think the way it makes the news nationally is a bit different. We got these 100-year-old pumps that are in the city that once the rain starts, they immediately start pumping the water out because apparently there's some like engineering marvel that like people come from, engineers come from all over the world to see it because we're a bowl, which is why we flood. And so as long as the rain, it can take a torrential downpour for about an hour. If it's a heavy rain, more than that, then we start getting in trouble in parts of the city. And yeah, but I mean, like so it happens often is I'm saying that to say. So yeah.
Well, I'm old folks Chichimacha, so I'm very in tune to the weather. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hate those progressive commercials because they be getting me too good. Like they're trying to stop young homeowners from turning it into their parents. Like I'm asking about the barometer, the wind speed. Oh my God, I saw the winds. It was like 45 mile per hour. Lord, so let me calm down with that. But if you saying New Orleans is good out here, I will take you at your word.
Floods. Certain streets flood. We know to avoid them. When you see like the lights flashing, like not to go underneath certain overpass because it's like, it might be like 5 feet under there. But like it's what we live. We're living in a bowl.
Absolutely.
So,
New Orleans and Miami, and eventually New York City. But yeah. So how's it going, baby? How you feel? What's on your mind?
Ones as good as capitalism will allow. That's about it. And I feel like I want to say Michael Langley, the one that's the brother that's the head of AFRICOM. I feel like he needs to go viral for being the house coon that he is, because Traore, like he is basically setting the stage to go in boots on the ground in the motherland, and how it just doesn't occur to him, because he made some comment like recently that, oh well, Traore, the
Burkina Bay.
Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, like that. Oh well, he's keeping the gold to enrich himself. I'm like, it's their gold. It's not white man's gold. Like what? Like what do you mean? Like it's their gold. You gonna go? He's the head of AFRICOM, so he's the same guy that was there under Biden. So I guess he's the one black man that Trump left in place, because they need one of us to go destroy us. But I'm just like, he's getting called out online, but I feel like he needs to go viral for that shit so he can see it. So he can see that we're seeing him for the coon that he is. It's like, really? It's like it doesn't click that, oh, going into the parts of Africa where we come from. Like, I don't know.
He's one of them. He's one of them. I ain't an Africans. I'm black. I'm from America. I ain't from Africa. My people come from Africa. Shut up. Yes, they did. Look at you.
And I hate that he's from Louisiana. So I'm just like, really? Just
is he a wayward light skin? What's his coloring? This matters.
Oh, no. He's a chocolate brown, can't pass for anything else but what he. And so it's like looking in the mirror. You're gonna look at Traore. You're gonna look in the mirror, and then you're like, oh, no, he's using the gold to enrich himself. We gotta go get him. That's our boss. We sick.
So well, at least we know who may have been behind that latest assassination attempt on Captain Traore.
Yes, I think we know who's behind all of them, because he's been in place for a while. He's been head of Africa for a while, so that's him. Sorry.
Well, it's a good thing. Who is them niggas? I'm sorry. Who is the Russian niggas? I forgot them that quick. What's the Russian version of BlackRock? Not Volgograd. What's the name of that goddamn?
Wagner? Wait, Wagner?
Wagner Group. Good thing the Wagner Group niggas is hanging around and offering up some security for Captain Traore, because he needs it apparently.
Yes, definitely.
Listen,
but yeah.
I really enjoy what's happening on the continent, especially the Sahel states, and maybe Ghana will get on the good foot and squad up, and the rest of the West African nations, Sierra Leone, all of them. I hope they get with the winning team, because I think because the African people are so well, at least from what I can tell on social media, they seem to be like really inspired by what Traore and the rest of them are doing. Nationalizing the resources, building these international partnerships with Russia and China. And there's a discussion to be had about, are Russia and China just the new colonizers? I mean, people can have that discussion, but these countries that have asserted their 21st century independence and autonomy, they seem to be doing it right. And so long as France and America don't send in their assassins, I think they're gonna be okay.
Yeah. I have to wonder if the power outage that they had
in Spain and Portugal
and part of France, I'm like, I wonder if that was like a shortage of uranium from Niger. Just the thought occurred to me, because that's how the lights are on in Europe, because they taking resources from the continent. So I'm like,
Well, and not to get too far down a rabbit hole, but like that explosion that happened in Iran, at the port city, 750 people injured, a dozen or more killed. I mean, the pictures that came from out of that were bonkers. I'm like, God damn! Like, they said they could feel the reverberations from that explosion 50 kilometers away. Now, I don't know exactly how many miles that is, but that's a ways. That's a ways. That's like an earthquake tremble, So that should look fishy to me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't want to keep you. But I know, like you said, like, but I just wanted to check in and say hi and glad that you're doing okay. And
I
yeah,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm just struggling without the phone, and that bothers me so much that so much of my life is entangled in a fucking device. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the remedy, Chichi Matcha, is, oh well, why don't y'all just install the RFID shit in my on my wrist, and I can just scan it, which I'm not ever going to do. But you understand, like I don't I dislike how wrapped up so much of what we do and engage in is in these devices, and if they go down, then it's a major inconvenience, and it's like I disagree with that. So, but thank
yeah.
you though. I appreciate you calling and saying hi and checking in, letting us know you're doing good.
All right. Peace and have a good evening.
Thank you, baby. You too. I appreciate you, Chichi Matcha. I appreciate all of yous, everybody, all the folks that called in tonight. Shout out to our mods. We want to, Fire Fam, we want to extend our condolences and our sympathies to our good brother Latif. Latif had a death in the family, so please show Latif some love. You know, we try to support each other around here. If we know that people are going through things, we try to, you know, acknowledge and extend our love and our solidarity. So send some love to Latif and his folks. I appreciate it. So gang, I'm gonna push off. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I have no idea what Friday show is going to look like. It might look like this. Maybe I'll figure out how to add shit to the, you know, visuals and stuff. I could play with this on my own. I could try. Let me see if I give it a shot. But you know, Will is on a well-deserved vacation, so we wish Will having good tidings and fun to all that he's done. And I appreciate you guys. I know some folks sent super chats. I thank you, even though I don't know who it was, but I know it was somebody. So thank you, somebody. And I appreciate all of our loyal fire famers that come through each and every week. I love y'all to pieces. So don't forget Black Liberation Media tomorrow for the Remix Morning Show. And tune in for that. And I will be back here Friday. I don't know. I would say I can't do a fucking turn up because all my goddamn playlists are on this smashed fucking phone. So, you know, whoop de fucking do. Whoop de do. Just another thing I can't fucking do. So, anyway, gang, be safe. I love you guys to death. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. And I'll holler at you on the flip side. See y'all later. Peace, peace, peace.